Arturo and Neenan spent many months assembling the first International Conference on Biological Architecture at the University of Mexico, and they really developed a global network for this. In addition, they're working at creating an eventually international facility for accreditation for biological architecture. They'll tell you more about this. So they've been involved in this for a very long time, and we're delighted that they put together the original conference. And the whole team, Olga and Michael Rice and myself and Arturo and Nina, who were there in Mexico City, are now here, and in addition to new friends like others. So it's wonderful that Arturo and Nina are here. It's such a miracle. Thank you. Please, Arturo.
I don't know if there's any there though.
Hey!
Oh, thank you very much. Really, you cannot imagine all the happiness that I feel for this moment. I am normally a woman that always go for her dreams, all the time. And 9 years ago, we met each other, and his dream was that we start having like a university of sacred geometry with India. I was in Mexico with Arturo and I tell him, really you are going to do it. You are crazy. It's impossible. You live in Australia. He's not giving any workshop just for a group. You are gonna live it. And in 1 year, the international seminars with Dan Winter start here in Europe. And we saw that it announced Mexico just for the second workshop. And he cannot believe it. But we started to move to have this workshop with Dan Winter. But first, we have to take the first level, and we met Michael Rice. Those men and this woman changed our life, really. We always love all the principles of the life. We are always in love of the geometry, of the sacred geometry. And when we met Michael Rice in New York, we never imagined that we would be creating all this movement together of biological architecture, because we start there. We just wanted to know about architecture because we wanted to make our house. But when we saw how he planned and how he started to construct, we really started to be involved in the architecture with him. And we start preparing people just to take Dan and Valerie to Mexico and to start all the knowledge in Spanish, because in Mexico and in all Latin America are a lot of people that don't speak English. So we started to translate, we started to create seminars, we started to prepare people, we started to share, just to live the dream that they went to Mexico, and then to create a new movement and a new way of live the architecture that is this biological architecture. So 2 years ago, we started creating the first biologic architecture, International Architecture Congress in Mexico. Also, the people in the university, they do not believe that we will have succeed. They say that with 30 people, it will be really a great event, because young people don't want to stay in seminars, because young people only go, make a list of presents, and they go. For us, really was incredible and make feel a lot of happiness that young people were most of the half of the groups in the International Biological Architecture Congress, and that they stay all the 3 days, also in Sunday, and people were really, really happy. This was the first Congress. Also, I really appreciate that Mario, he's my son, is here, and also the son of Michael Rice, he was there. They start with us, and now they are also with us here, sharing with you and continue with this dream to create in another way, to share with a lot of people, to create the magic and the sustainable, the architecture as a life. And that because for all of us, it's not just important what we do with ourselves. to our environment is part of also. And we want that a lot of people and a lot of places are now doing in this way. So we create a consultants company in Mexico that is named ARQKA. ARQKA means ARC is the sustainable, how do you say that? Yeah? ARC. Perfect cure that shorts all structures in life. And Ka is the vehicle of the soul. It is the vital force that powers the functions of all living. That's the name of ARQKA. Because I am the ones that put all the names for all our projects and for all the projects that we create in Mexico and all in Latin America. We always also study all the names, all the geometries, all the images that we are going to use as a power sample. This is part of what we are living in Mexico City. We believe that we cannot continue doing that. This is just, if you see, it's just a beam, natural, and it's a mere microwave. Just in seconds, you can see the field. This is one of our fingers when it is with a cellular phone, a mobile phone, to say here, a mobile phone. And then it's also show that this is an experiment that is in with seeds, and we are like diverse. We live in houses like this bird.
That's okay.
It's okay. To continue.
So, what we did in Mexico is we will show you some examples of what we have been doing. We have seen all these images about sacred geometry, and Dan, Michael, all here has studied a lot about what are the difference between biologic capacitor and an artificial accumulator. So we live in Mexico City. We know what is an artificial accumulator. And well, we find sacred geometry or sustainable geometry in all levels of life and in all different manifestations of life and culture. And I think you have seen all this information that you put different cathedrals in specific points, and you correlate them to cosmotelluricism. So you create the same image. For example, here the same image of Virgo constellation, and in the vertices you put the different cathedrals. So it is kind of related from the Earth to the sky. And well, all this information about using fractals, when you zoom in the dodecahedron shape, you found the pentagon, in US, in America. So this information you have already seen. It's the Sri Yantra put in a desert, and well, all the benefits it has, and how you can work with electromagnetic maps and how you can place it. Well, what I want to show you, this information, you've seen it. What I want to show you is what we have been doing. So you can relate also ratios of architecture and ratios to music. So, well, that has been done since years. And this is what we have been developing. The ARQKA life system, which is like 4 steps of designing. The first one is a conceptual geometry, which Ninon leads, and she studied the people. She studied the geometry of people. We will show you how. And she matched the geometry of a people, the geometry she wants or he wants, like a logo or a graphic design, a symbol. And so that symbol will be the same as the architectural symbol design in the development. And then I do the grid geometry, which